Hello and welcome to Be Inspired with Daamber. I'm your Puerto Rican mommy with a sprinkle of French. And how you doing today? And today what I want to talk about is basically I'm going to be talking about um, um, the farming industry and the agriculture with the Dutch farmers. I want to talk about also what's going on in Hollywood, actually, or what was Hollywood, with so-called different actors and actresses. And basically, this is for entertainment purposes only because I did do my research some years ago, right? Did do some research some years ago. Probably in 2018 was when I first started doing my research, but I never really talked about it. I just needed to find more research to kind of see if there was a possibility that what I researched was really true. And I went to different channels and started to see whatever I researched, other people were saying was true. But then again, you don't know exactly what is true and what is not, right? Until you really see it. A lot of people aren't going to believe anything until they see it, right? So this is basically for entertainment purposes only. Okay, for entertainment purposes only. You could believe in what you want. This is for entertainment purposes only, but like Alcana Shore says, but not really. But all in all, yes, today I'm going to ask some questions. The first question, and this is going to be like predictions. Let's say for now to the ending of 2023. However, I'm going to ask about certain people in Hollywood, if they're still here, if they're at the spa, in the G place, if you know what I'm talking about, if they're there or if they're gone, physically gone. Okay. So, first of all, I'm going to um, do some work with the pendulum and possibly some other questions I may use the cards. Okay. So, this right here, the pendulum, before that, Archangel Michael, I give you permission to be here with me presently and guide me as well as protect me. Okay. And I lighted up some sage and all that. And I also have my rocks and all that. And I have faith. Um, I have faith, but I just want to ask these questions just because, it's I have that inquisitive type of mentality. And I've been very spiritual since I was a child. If you've never seen my show, I started in 2019, I believe, at Windy City Underground, um, a an underground platform. I graduated from Illinois Media School. However, currently, right now, when that went off in 2020, I was doing my own thing at home for the radio. And now I'm just doing this on YouTube, and possibly you may want to subscribe and like my channel and share it as well. So, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to use the pendulum. I mean, I've always used the pendulum for questions, but now I'm going to ask it on YouTube. I asked a few questions yesterday on YouTube as well. Okay, first of all, I'm going to move this right now, okay? This right here, as you see, this is basically a board that I have, and it says the maybe and the no's and the rephrasing, and basically, and it has an eye in the middle. No, not because it's an evil eye, but because it's more of seeing to believing. That's more of the pineal gland, okay? This is our eye, the because we have an eye right here, the pineal gland. We have an eye, and back of the brain is the same tissues as our eyeballs. Okay, so we have three eyes in reality, and with this one, we are able to see the spiritual realm. Okay, or the consciousness, what the consciousness is telling us. All right, so all in all, I'm going to ask questions. This right here means yes. Okay, it's going across like this. It's going across. This is yes. Okay. But I'm moving it right now. Okay, stop. Okay, this right here, this means no. No, this means no. Stop. Show me maybe. Okay, now it's moving on its own. So maybe is across this way. Okay, it's going to go like this. Maybe it's going to go this way. Stop. And it stops on its own when I tell it to stop. I'm not joking. This right here on this side, it says rephrase or say it again. Okay. And the reason why I breathe, it allows me to channel. Okay? It allows me to channel. But before I start, I'm going to thank other light beings around me. Okay? And this is for the light beings and all the spirit world, and those that are going to give me the eye to see or the direction. Okay? This is for them. Continue to make my vision even more clear as the days goes on. The day goes on. Yes. Okay. So I'm going to start with the question. My first question: from now to the latter part of 2023. Okay. The Dutch farmers give a lot of production worldwide. Okay. The question is the nitrogen pollution going to affect the farmers from now to the ending of 2023? Is this going to continue? It says yes. Okay. Stop. With the nitrogen pollution, what happens is that food is not really produced, or it goes bad. Okay, it goes bad. Probably, I believe the GMO. Oh my God, I'm starting to get a headache. Probably with the GMO and all that. So basically, that is why um, there may be a shortage of food. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask. Okay, I'm going to ask a question. Because of the shortage, because of the nitrogen pollution, will there be a shortage of food from now to the ending of 2023? It says yes. Okay. Next question. With the shortage of food, are many people going to be without food from now to the ending of 2023? It says no. Okay. So people don't be afraid, all right? It says no, it's not going to be without food. We're not going to be without food. It's like probably you guys are thinking, why are you so worried being without food? Girl, you need to drop down at least 40, 50 pounds. I could almost feel that. But it's okay, but it's true. I need to drop some weight, you know. Hold on one second. I'm going to ask some other questions. I'm not through yet. And then I'm going to a few questions. I may use the cards, but I like the pendulum because it gives you simple yeses and nos and maybes, you know? And then I'm going to I'll come in there and probably give uh, my words on it, you know, if I feel necessary. Okay. Are the white hats and the alliance going are the white hats and the alliance, have they saved up food for those who may run out of food? Is there a plan for handouts for those who need the food just in case? Yes. Yes. Okay. On a program that I watched, one of the truther programs, I heard that this food is going to be saved. It's some food that was, I believe, saved for another group of people who had monies and who were caught doing the wrong things. And they took it and they stored it elsewhere. Okay. And that food is going to be saved for those people who may not have food. Is this true? Is this true? Is the food that these other dark people were showing were going to save for themselves? Is this food going to be saved for the ones that are not going to have the food, or are not that we're going to starve? Is this going to be for us? Or let's say if everything went bad, is that food, has that food been saved for us just in case anything horrific happens? It says yes. Okay. So therefore we shouldn't worry about shortages for now. However, how I see it, you should always store. You should always have at least a month to 3 months supply of food in your house, just in case the weather gets really bad, you can't go nowhere, just in case the internet fails and nothing that runs on Wi-Fi or nothing that runs electronically goes off and you can't retrieve anything from the bank. Because currently by, I think, 2023, when is it? Probably beginning of 2024, late 2023 is possibly when they will get rid of the monies, because other countries are getting rid of the dollar. Okay. And so gradually other countries are experiencing it, but then we're going to experience it soon as well. So this is all going to be a breakdown of the system to start a new system. This is going to be a new earth. However, we are still in the three-dimensional body. Okay, so we still are in 3D on a physical realm, which is why we need the monies, because in the 4D, once we get to the 4D, if you're a pretty good human being, once you get to the 4D, you're still going to need monies. I mean, many of us in the 4D, I feel that I'm in my steps of the 4D, with things that I may see sometimes, being clairvoyant, being a starseed. I feel that I'm in the 4D dimension, However, once the flares come, we are going to experience even greater activation. As far as when will we experience? Okay, let's ask the question to the pendulum. When will we experience full throttle solar activation? Will it be this year? Will we experience full throttle solar flares or solar flash activation? Will it be this year? It says no. Okay. Another question I'm going to ask the pendulum. Are we experiencing any type of solar flares or solar flash at the moment during these months and days of October? Yes, we are. Okay. Is it because what's supposed to disperse is going slow? Is this the reason why? Because it's starting to come through in spurts. Is that the reason why? Yes. It's like when you see popcorn, when you put popcorn, and you let it pop, it starts to pop, and then all of a sudden it starts to really, really pop. but not at that speed. Let's compare it to something else. Um, how can I compare it? How can I compare that to, popcorn? We have, oh, it's kind of hard for me to compare it now to something. It's kind of hard. I can't compare it to anything else. My mind is kind of fried on that one, like fried eggs almost, right? When you put your eggs on the pan and gradually it starts to pop, you don't look at it, and all of a sudden, boom, there it is, right? Okay, enough with comparison. All right, another question is, okay, since we're not going to have full throttle solar flares for this month or this year, will it happen next year? It says yes. Okay, stop. So you're saying that the solar flares are going to be full throttle next year? It says yes. Okay, I'm going to ask questions. And I'm not moving this, okay? I'm not moving this, okay? It's moving on its own. I'm not a nutcase moving this shit, excuse me, moving this on my own. This moves on its own. Okay, I showed you this meant yes, this meant no. Over here means to rephrase, over that way means maybe. Okay, I'm going to ask another question. When will the solar flares, okay, will the solar flares, I have to be specific with this because it's yes or no. It's not going to answer back. Okay, will the solar flares happen before March of 2003? It says no. Okay, but I think this is what I feel. I feel by May, this is what I'm feeling. And I am seeing boots on the ground. I predicted this probably. I wrote a song as well, and I saw it in my mind because my life condition was so high. Back in the day, I used to chant Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, but when I realized that all the religions were tampered with, and we were chanting to a scroll, and that scroll was tampered with. So whatever we chanted was going directly to another negative force, and that's why I lost my interest in it. Although it's a good practice, probably you don't need to use the scroll. And if you want to continue that way, go ahead. If you, by any chance, if you do that practice, there's nothing wrong with it. Great principles, excuse me, great principles, faith, practice, and study, or basically just the practice in itself and the way you act as a human being. Because some people may chant, but then later on not, I mean, seem like they never make progress. Because in reality, in life, you have to, if you're gonna, if you want to change, you just got to do it. You got to look at what's going on in your life and just change it. Because what happens as years go by, your life is going to get worse, right? Okay, enough of that. Okay, now that I said that I feel that it's going to happen in May of 2023, as far as we'll have boots on the ground, if we're going to have boots on the ground, okay, and it's going to be pretty warm. All right, will the solar flash happen, let's say, the latter part of April of next year? Will it happen by then? No. Okay, stop. Will it happen by May of 2023? It says yes. It says yes. Okay. All right. Is that when the EAS and all of that is going to take place? Okay, this is for entertainment purposes only, right? I could be saying this and then you could heckle me. Oh, she don't know what she's talking about. But at the end of the day, I've done research. At the end of the day, I've predicted a lot of things. I mean, I haven't been out there predicting out in YouTube land or another Dolores Cannon or anything like that. But I've done my share, of predictions around, a group of friends or whatever. I haven't done it like really publicly or anything like that. But I have done my share of predictions. Okay. However, this is my first time really coming through asking these questions because so many people are so concerned. When will the event happen? Okay. And I always saw a sunny day, really sunny. And probably because this event may happen, it may, okay, it may cause a lot of catastrophic damage in the world. Therefore, there may be boots on the ground. Okay, show me yes and show me no. Okay, stop. Will the solar flares cause a lot of damage on the ground? Yes. Stop. Will it cause fires? No. Will it cause confusion? Yes. Will many feel they are in the twilight zone? Yes. Can this be compared to can this be compared almost to the time machine? Yes. Okay. There you have it. So, summarizing this for possibly 2023, solar flares may happen in May of 2023, where there will be boots on the ground, where there will be many freaking out. I mean, it's what I feel with the pendulum for entertainment purposes only. Um, I don't know. I mean, we can't control the cosmos, right? Because it's supposed to be something connected with the cosmos that's going to hit the sun, and something is going to just disperse. I believe this change hasn't happened for about, with getting rid of the darkness and a lot of light coming in. I feel like it's like the return of Christ or Christ like minds, right? Because we are, you know, without the vessel, we are angelic beings, right? We are angelic beings. When we live in a vessel, it makes it so complicated, which is why so many from different universes haven't been wanting to come here because it's very difficult living on the planet Earth. Very difficult, but people don't understand. A lot of people don't understand. They feel like, oh, if your physical dies, that you have no more consciousness. But then again, what are the stars then? You see a bunch of stars. What are they? They're good and bad. You got good and bad stars or whatever. There's so many things that we think we know, but in reality we don't, right? So many things that are simple that we can probably look at and say, oh, okay. I think if we would have been trained in science on a different level, that we would have known so much more. We would have been so advanced, but we're like hundreds of years behind due to selfishness, due to greed, right? Not being told the truth. And you can't cover the sun. And I think the reason why this solar flash is going to happen, it's just basically expressing itself and saying, damn it, you can't cover me no more because I'm coming out. I want the world to know. I gotta let me show. Okay, I'm going to ask another set of questions. Now that I talked about food and I talked about the solar flash and I talk about what happened to the industry, what happened to the um, 4, 3, 2, 1 action type of land. You know what I'm talking about with that. Okay. Has Hollywood always tried to cover up? Yes. Okay. Speaking of that, was this all a plan? The whole Hollywood cover up? Yes. Okay. Was this, it said yes. Was this a plan to take or get rid of planet Earth? Was this all a plan to get rid of planet Earth? It says yes. And this is just basically a little tipping point, little tipping point, because in our cosmic origins, it talks about it. Ishmael Perez expresses it, how many people in, the high society circle were really being brainwashed, and those higher ups sold themselves to this whole agenda, and they became the puppets of the AI. They became the puppets of the AI because we were supposed to have been flushed. Planet Earth was supposed to have been flushed a long time ago down that black, scruffy little hole, for entertainment purposes only, of course. But like my favorite people are connoisseurs, but not really. They crack me up. I love them. But all in all, for entertainment purposes only, once again, and I'm going to ask another question. Okay. I lost my train of thought though. Okay. Let's go to the higher ups. Okay. Did Queen Elizabeth really die the time they said she passed? No. Okay, stop. It said no. Queen Elizabeth didn't die during that time. Did Queen Elizabeth really die in 2018? Yes. Okay, she really died in 2018. So it says, the pendulum says. Who knows? It could have been earlier. All right. Are there really clones? Is there really a cloning center? It says yes. There really is a cloning center. What we were seeing as Queen Elizabeth, was that a person or a doppelganger, or was Elizabeth, Queen Elizabeth, a clone? Says yes. She was cloned. Whether she was cloned or a doppelganger, it wasn't her. But I believe that they had to say she passed away because so much other stuff is going on under the radars that so many people will be in disbelief and will not believe it, because some people have been really fanatical about certain things like that. When you put a person up on high or idolize people, that's the worst thing you can do. The only person you should be idolizing is the higher power. That's basically it, because people can let you down, right? I don't care who they are, but people can let you down. All right? You got to work on what's within you, not what's outside of you. You can help if you can. There's nothing with helping and getting together with others. There's nothing wrong with that. Another question. Um, was Queen Elizabeth in charge of crimes against humanity? Yes. It says yes, for entertainment purposes only. Okay, stop. It's moving on its own. And is this directed um, toward the babies under 12? Yes. So this right here, this rock right here, this is a quartz, a smoky quartz. This is basically a rock that can help the energies of a child that's been abused, you know? And this is a representation as to why I bought it, you know? So many children and who've been taken for granted and used for horrific crimes against humanity worldwide. This is was the biggest problem. So because I said that, I'm going to send out energy to all those children who passed without no fault of their own, with no one able to hear their cries. This is for the babies. And may you have better circumstances when you come back. For we've all had, in different lifetimes, we've had experiences like that, right? We've come back into different bodies, and who knows if we were victims, because this has happened for thousands and thousands of years. Children are the most vulnerable, as well as young people who are not directed or guided the proper way. And you have older people as well who have been victims for no apparent reason. So, all right, I'm going to ask another question. What's the percentages of children that have been saved? The percentages, okay. Is it 50%? Has 50% of children been saved? It says no. Is it 60%? 60% of children been saved? No. Has 70% of the children been saved? No. 80% of children been saved? Yes. 80% of the children been saved? Says yes. 80% of children that could have been, disappeared, pulverized, they've been saved. Okay, but we don't count the ones that were already gone. This is for now, because this was more like, I would express it as, like a revolving door, right? Like, how would you say revolving door? Turnaround, like a turnaround, You need this, you need that, but you need to grab that like livestock, right? If you know what I mean. Okay. Are there any other little ones that are trapped? Yes. Is it 5%? No. Is it 10%? Is it 15%? No. Is it 20%? No. Is it 25%? No. Is it 30%? Yes. So there's 30% of children who are still out there, okay, who are still being victims. And I'm talking about crimes against humanity. However, the White House and the Alliance have done a good job Are they in the woods? Are they in caves? Yes. It says yes. Stop. Have all the dumps been emptied out? It says no. Will there be more flooding due to that? It says yes. Okay. Will this end real soon with the children? Will the children be happy once again? Will we as a village keep an eye on the children? Yes. Okay. Vibration for the people to wake up and to keep an eye on all children. It's our business. It's our business.